Okay. Hopefully this will work this time. Okay. Is it working better now?
Yeah, I see you. You're good.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Maybe it's my end. I have no Wi-Fi where I'm at, so yeah.
Yeah. See, now you frozen on my end. You a little blurry on my end, but
Oh my
we'll
gosh.
just uh we'll just keep it going. It's all good.
We'll keep it going at this point.
Yeah. So you said your go-to shoe is the Space Jam 11, and
Mm.
you started collecting around 2009. You do consider yourself a collector. What are you feel like the challenges that you've had to face, being a female or being a woman into the shoe game?
Well, I really didn't know any women that really collected. Like my whole sneaker journey is really based on my siblings. My sisters are into sneakers. My brother was a huge collector at one point, but I didn't really know any women that liked sneakers as much as me until literally like recently when I started, my Instagram and my YouTube and stuff like that. So I feel like I've always been in like this space where no one really understood why I like sneakers as much. And of course, being, you know, a black woman, you definitely don't see a lot of us. I mean, it's getting better now, but in general, it needs to be more representation of black women in the sneaker culture for sure.
I agree. I agree. Now, what do you feel like sets you apart from everybody else as far as how you do it?
Um, I wouldn't say it really sets me apart, but I just try to stay true to myself and I just buy what I like and yeah, I mean, I don't really, my anxiety is on 10. I'm so sorry right now. I don't know
No,
why. Oh my God, I'm nervous.
no, don't be nervous. I mean, we just here talking about sneakers. Um, like for instance, for me, I don't really try to get into like competing with people. I would like for somebody to challenge me to a sneaker battle, but uh, like nobody will do it. But you know, I feel like what sets me apart is I mess with everything. Like I know people that just mess with Jordans. I know people that just do Air Maxes. People that just are into hype. Um,
Right.
I try to cover everything. I still buy a lot of performance-based models.
Hmm.
You know, um, so I feel like that and just the knowledge. I mean, I'm older, so I remember when a lot of these shoes came out and
Hmm.
some historical references with sports because for me, being in the sports, sneakers, and hip hop kind of all come together for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that and, product placement. Like I'm 40, so I remember being a teenager in the 90s watching sitcoms. Damn, he got to this or he got to that. Like that adds to the lore of the shoe as well. So,
Right.
a lot of people don't have that knowledge. So that's what I feel like sets me apart from a lot of people. I'm not saying I'm better. I just feel like I wear and do things differently than a lot of people. So
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I guess I would agree in the sense of like I've kind of like what you said, like I would wear any type of brand as long as I like it. Like I've been wearing like I'm a huge fan of like Blazers. I've been wearing Dunks since a kid, like Uptowns, like and then you kind of see it coming back now and it's kind of just like, oh, I remember when these were sitting in I can go to Journeys and get, a dunk and like stuff like that. So, but the culture has definitely changed now. So what could you really do about it?
yeah, I saw your one YouTube video. The gentleman that was with you, I follow him too. I can't remember his name.
Jahi.
Um,
His ad name is Soul Out My Mind, but his name is Jahi.
Stole out my mind. Okay, yeah, because y'all were talking about how y'all hoped that Travis didn't touch the Blazer,
Yep.
and I'm the same way. I hope that he doesn't, because this shit with the dunks is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Um,
really, really ridiculous. And if you touch the blazer, at that point, it's going to be over. And I'm not going to be a happy camper at all. So
yeah. Now with the Blazers, do you mess with SB Blazers as well, or is it just a blazer? It just doesn't even matter
I
if
don't
it's
care
S.
what blazer it is. Yeah, I don't care what blazer it is. I will wear it as long as it's nice and it has like a nice colorway. But I feel like a lot of people don't like blazers because they think it fits weird, but they fit fine to me. But I know if you have a certain foot, it might not really feel as comfortable.
Yeah, Blazers to me, unless you're getting an SB, they're not really for wide foot people. To me.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Okay. Now, what was the last thing that you copped?
I copped the double cross Reebok questions. Do you guys want to see them? I don't know if people
Sure. I
want
mean,
to see them.
you're
Okay,
a little
hold on.
blurry. Definitely, take a look.
And I got them for $50 on Gold. So these are so fire. So yeah, that was my last pickup that I have in hand. I ordered some Vans recently, but yeah.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, for people that didn't, see your YouTube, could you tell us about the Vans that you create, if you don't mind?
I don't mind. I knew I should have bought them with me. Oh my
That's
God.
all good.
All right, but basically for the ones that don't know, I created a Vans that was dedicated to mental health. I've been very open about my struggles with mental health because I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and major depressive disorder. So I did a custom Vans and I used 5 colors, and those 5 colors go with things surrounded by mental health. So green is mental health as a whole. Yellow is suicide awareness. Orange is self-harm awareness. Gray is for borderline personality disorder. And what was the other color? Oh, teal is for anxiety awareness, which is funny because I just told you my anxiety is on 10. So,
Oh, is it
but yeah,
down to 8? Is it down a little bit?
yeah, it's down a little bit now.
Good. I mean, you can ask me questions too. I don't have to just ask you questions. You can ask me something too.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good. I want you to be comfortable. I mean, I understand it could be a little, um, the anxiety could be a little high. So I get,
Yeah,
I just love sneakers and I love the way that, you present yourself with your sneakers. So
thank you.
no problem, no problem. Now, you talked about what you had just got. You talked about the shoe that you created. Now, what is next on your radar?
Next on my radar that I really want the most are those rust pink threes. I'm like in love with them, and like everyone's on. Well, most of the women, they're kind of like, "Well, we're tired of pink and blah blah blah." Yeah, no, I can't relate. I want them, and hopefully, since everyone's on this energy, I would be able to get them.
Yeah,
So
wife is on those too.
they're so fire. Like, why would you not like those?
They're nice. I mean, I'm gonna just say for me, being an older head, threes are kind of strange because when I look at them from a selling aspect, up until here recently, only OG colorways of threes would sell, at least for me. Any store,
Hmm.
black cement, white cement, the true blue, the fire red, but some of the other colors wouldn't. Even the women's only or GS only. I know you can,
Hmm.
but it's definitely after Corona, it's a different kind of thing with the sneakers now. So those are fire. They kind of have. They kind of remind me of the. I never say her name right, but the Alayli.
Oh, a Lady May.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of her sixes a little bit.
Okay. Okay. No, 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 no. No, you're absolutely right. No, you're right. You're right. And those are
Yeah,
fire. Don't have those as well, but whatever.
I just. Yeah, I would like them too. I mean, I didn't even know they made them in bigger sizes until I saw Clark Kent with some, and then I'm like, well, he's got a relationship with Nike. They might have just made them for him, but I've seen like other. I'm a men's 11 through 12, so
Mm,
it's kind of difficult
right.
sometimes. I do have a few pairs, but nothing recent. Most of it is old stuff. I don't want to seem like one of them dudes to be stealing the shoes from the ladies because
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna want to get started with that.
no, we got to, but we can talk about that in a little bit. But
Yeah.
you know, okay. So we've talked about, you know, your favorite shoe. What's the shoe that you just can't fuck with? You just don't like. Like, why do people wear those? Do you have a shoe? Because I have
Ooh,
some. But
a
what's the
shoe
shoe
that I just don't like.
that you despise? Like, why do they make it?
Yo, actually, it just popped in my head. I'm not the biggest I wouldn't even say hater, but I would wear a Team Jordan if it's a nice looking Team Jordan. But those True Lights, they gotta go. Like those are just not it. Like I look at those and I cringe. Like why? Why?
You know, my wife and I were just talking a couple hours ago. Those ruined the Jordan 7. Now, I do believe that those were like sort of prototype and they just made it into a real shoe. Like that might have been a drawing of one of Taker's renderings of the 7 and they made it better. But surprisingly enough, I mean, I've managed for Foot Locker, Hibbett, a couple other places, like people buy them bitches like a motherfucker. Excuse my language.
Yo.
Good classics. Crazy.
Yo, that was like a thing in high school though. Like I remember that. I personally never liked them, but you know, people did wear them, especially like a lot of Hispanics. They definitely wore True Flights. And you couldn't tell those people nothing at the time. I was like a big fan of Six Rings. I really liked Six Rings when they first dropped. I had the blue, purple, and white with the gray. I had those like freshman year. I thought those were fire. I like Dub Zeros. Like, you know, I like certain ones, but those, they could have kept those. They could have kept those. We didn't need those at all.
What Love Jones just said here. Well, first, let me shout out to some of the people that just came in. What's up, Big Al? What's up, the Kicker? Love Jones said some Team Jordans are nostalgia from the 90s, not the ones after the 2000s, though. I agree with that. Now, it's some Team Jordans, because a lot of people forget, and again, I don't want to age myself too much, but until retros in 1999, Team Jordans, like, mattered. Like, people fucked with them. Heavy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Pro Strongs, the Team Jump, the Team
I
Jordan.
had a pair of Pro Strongs. I had the like that forest green, black and white pair. Like they had came back out when I was in high school. I definitely caught them. Like I thought they were fire.
Now look, I have to ask this. I know you're not supposed to ask a lady her age. High school, like when did you graduate from high school, man?
I'm only 26. I graduated in 2012. So this is why I tell people all the time. I'm like, you know, I have like a lot of sneakers and stuff, but like a lot of, you know, older things I had to go back and get it because I was like in like 6th grade, 5th grade. Did she just say the Jumpman Pros? I have them right here. I have the black and red pair. I thought these were fire. So like I said, like certain ones, I'm like, I don't have a problem with them.
I had that exact shoe back in 97. I wanted to get a retro, and again, I'm a stickler, so don't look at me crazy. I didn't buy them because back in the day, the red on the bottom was translucent. It wasn't just red the way it is. I needed to be close to it. Now, if I found them for like $50, but I can't give you $140 or however much they cost, and you changing the shoe, not making it as good. So
I understand.
I do feel like with the with some of the Team Jordans, because they used to be made with quality because they were for hooping. Now it just kind of just slap shit together, you know.
Yeah, they no, I get it. I get it. But like I said, I was young, I wasn't there, I couldn't have it, so I just take whatever I could get. And who's gonna tell me anything? No one. Like what?
Got me old as fuck talking about you graduated from high school. 2012.
I'm sorry.
God. Ooh. Yeah, I mean,
I know.
I turned 32. No, but nah, you wouldn't even know that by some of the stuff you have. I mean, I've really been impressed. I'm gonna keep saying that, so you may get tired of that. But
Thank you.
Now, the one thing I've noticed, and I've said this a few times on the show, I really appreciate the way that you ladies support each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like some dudes, like I'm new to North Carolina. My boy Big Al, he's on here. Real Big Al Kicks. You know, he took the time to show me around, show me some things because I didn't know shit about down here. You know, but he's only, you know, it really is nobody else that's really looked out, you know, that way. You know,
Right.
but I feel like y'all really do that. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
I really respect it. One thing that I kind of am weak on with doing these lives is interacting with the comments. So while
Yeah,
we,
I'm like struggling to. I usually can, but I'm trying to like.
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, look, my boy Alante, shout out to Alante, you know, my Foot Locker homie. We used to work at Foot Locker together when I was still in Cleveland. He said, which Jordan do y'all think is the worst, 1 through 14?
The
So
worst. Ooh,
1 through 14, that's kind of tough. I think the
that's
15,
very tough.
I think
That's very tough.
yeah, the 15
Um,
Jordan to me, but I'm gonna let you go first.
1 through 14, if I had to choose. All right, so one's not going nowhere, two's not going nowhere, threes are definitely not going nowhere.
Appreciate the love for them twos.
Love twos.
Yes. Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I had to, that's wow.
Look, for me, it's gonna be either 9 or 10. I've never been really big into the 9s or the 10s. I appreciate
Okay.
them a lot more older. It was like one day I just woke up and looked at the 9s that I had, like, damn, these are really nice. But even back in the day when they were just the new Jordans, they were such a departure from the 6, 7, and 8. You know, that 7 and 8 with the crazy colors, because that was back in the days of cross colors and Carl Kanai and all of that. The 9 was just so plain that I just, you know, I was just like, yeah. I got the olives when I was a kid. You know, I was in like 7th grade when those were the new J's. But yeah, for me, it probably would be between the 9 and the 10. And between that, I'm going to probably say the 10 for me.
If I had to pick between 9 and 10, because you're probably not gonna like that I'm about to say this, but I was low-key gonna say the 4, and let me tell you why, because they are not comfortable. I know, look at your face. I love 4s as a shoe, I do, but I cannot keep them on my feet for too long. Like, they are so uncomfortable. But I like 10s, but I don't like the way they look on my feet. And I like 9s, but I guess not as much because I don't own like a lot of 9s. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one. Y'all
You
should
know,
be giving me questions like that.
the 14 is in the running too, because the 14 is great. You
I
know,
love the 14.
however, I didn't like it for actual basketball because, again, that was the Jordan when I was in 12th grade. That was when I was buying everything. You know, I love still living at home, so I was just, you know, just
Yeah.
getting every release. And so I was definitely working a job that probably shouldn't have been working as far as the amount of hours I was working. So I was getting like a grown man's paycheck while I was still in high school. So I was really buying everything. And I used to hoop in them, and the way it comes up on the back, it kind of has a slant. The way it kind of comes around on the back, it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't really that good for function. I still say the 15 is the worst. 1 through 23 would have been a better question, Alante, but making it hard. 1 through 14, you know.
Yeah.
But
People aren't liking my 4 comment. I'm sorry, y'all, but 4s are just uncomfortable. I love the shoe, but I can't keep them on for too long.
now I am going to say this, and I don't want you to get upset. I really don't want you to get upset. You wear like 5?
Yeah.
You know they don't make y'all shoes like they make our shoes.
I know.
Because I've told people like,
that is a fact. That is a fact. But I said what I said because they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. So,
because it's been women, like, especially when I was at Foot Locker, women would always be like, well, you know, I just want some shoes to work out in. And I'd be like, well, you know, I know the women's one costs more, but just get the women's because it's going to be made better. You know, there'll be girls trying to look cute but still want to work out. I want to get a pair of 95s or a pair of 90s or something. And I'm like,
Right.
just get the women's one because that kids one, they just kind of slap it together. Now, I will say, I'm glad that starting with the Motorsport 14, Motorsport 4 in 2017, they started giving y'all the correct midsole because they wasn't even giving y'all that for the longest.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
free midsole. So I don't know. I don't feel like it's right. But at the same time, some of y'all shoes look better than ours. Like whenever they come out with the aquas, the kids ones always look better than the men's ones. Always.
I actually have a question about that because I know you mentioned it in the live. Which aqua would you prefer, the 07s or the 2015s? Because
Uh,
wait, what happened?
2015.
Really? I'm
Absolutely.
surprised. That's crazy because a lot of people were so mad. They was like, the glitter, I don't want them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, y'all need to relax. Like, it's.
Now again, I'm old, so I'm gonna say this. I have. I mean, they're not wearable or anything, but I have an original pair of aquas, and they had the glitter on them. It wasn't as much as the 15, but it was glitter.
Mm-hmm.
Gray was
Mm-hmm.
lighter. The '07 pair, the gray was too dark. The gold on it wasn't right. It was more of a yellow, and that was just an accent color. They just weren't good enough. I mean, I got them at the time, but once that 15 pair came out, my '07 pair became a snowshoe. When I was,
Oh, okay.
because I don't have any use for them now since I'm
Mm-hmm.
south, but in Cleveland, I had about 10 or 12 pairs of Jordans that I would only wear in the snow.
Got it. So
Well,
that '07 pair, I was in 8th grade and I cried because I could not get it. Like, I think that was like the first shoe I ever cried over. And my sister ended up getting it. But I came back and I got the playoffs, which I still have that pair too. But I got the playoffs and that kind of came like one of my favorite shoes like ever, especially like one of my favorite eights. So,
my least
but
favorite.
yeah. What are we talking about right now? Really? That's crazy.
Listen,
Why?
I own it, but and that's one of the shoes. I hope I don't jinx it, so I'm gonna knock on my table, knock on wood. My pair is the '07 pair. I didn't get the 13 playoffs. My '07 pair is still good, but I never liked them as much as the hairs and the aquas. Like they just
That's fair.
weren't. I mean, they changed the little design on the side of the panel. All right, I could live with that. They never retroed it with the red pull tab. Um,
Hmm.
it kind of varies. Sometimes the midsole will be too gray. I need it to be just like how it was. You know what I mean? Especially
Hmm.
with the money that we're paying, we deserve that.
That's fair. I can
So,
understand that.
but I love the 8. I don't really have a favorite Jordan, but if I have one, it will probably be the 8. So I love.
Wow.
Oh
That's
yeah,
okay. That's
it,
fair. That's
it
fair.
sucked that with the initial run they only had 3. It was only 3 8s in '93.
Hmm.
They've come out with some decent colorways, I guess, but it's been kind of neglected. The 7 and the 8 have been kind of neglected by Nike these last couple of years.
No, I agree. So I guess since we're talking about sevens and eights, this is gonna bring me to a question. What do you think about the Flint drop that's coming up for the sevens? I want them, but they're not on my like I need them, but I do want them because I remember when it came out and my brother had the pair, so I always liked them. I always liked the gray with the purple or whatever. But what's your thoughts?
It's nothing I have to have. I still have my pair from '06.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry about that. My phone is on 20%, but it's cool. Um,
Oh, okay.
the toe has started to oxidize because they're so old, but they're still wearable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, nothing that I would have to have again. I mean, they're nice. I know that you'll be able to finesse them. I know other people are, but it's nothing that I have to have. I'm glad that they're bringing it back, though. They need to bring back more 2000s Retro Plus colorways like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I showed them in my last live, but my favorite sevens are the Citrus sevens. Best seven. No one could like. I just those and the Olympics, which well, oh, they're in my house, but yeah, those are like two. I'm just like, yeah, those are just everything.
Now, since we've gone here, I don't want to offend you. A seven, not a seven. A seven is not a seven if it doesn't have the designs on the tongue.
Man, listen.
Now, again, I'm not trying to brag. I own the citruses. I still have them. I actually want to wear them. I have a Pulp Fiction shirt I'm pairing with them because the red and the weird yellow are the same. So I'll bring those out soon, as well as the YouTube video on the front. But yeah, the seven it's got to have the zigzag design on the tongue. It's not the same without it. It shouldn't have a solid tongue. That's why I don't really ever fuck with the Cardinals or the Olympics. I own them, but the Bordeaux's, the Aqua, I'm talking about Aquas, the Bordeaux's, the Hares, the Black.
Yeah, here's a fire.
Any of the ones with the zigzag, the Pacific Sevens, with the ceramic, I'm gonna wear those before I wear the solid. Because the seven, the best thing about it is that tongue.
I guess I agree in a sense, but I don't know. That citrus just do it for me, regardless of it not having a zigzag.
There are some whack ass sevens with the design on the tongue, like the Orion sevens. I mean, I got those specifically working. I beat them the hell up. I still have them. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Citrus 7, I can see them bringing it back, though. If they're going to bring back
They need to.
successful, the Citrus will come back. I really think that they put shoes out as testers for other shoes. So if this shoe blows up, then we can sell that shoe,
Right.
I really think that's going to happen. The Cool Gray 3 was probably a tester for the Flints. If the Cool Gray 3 flopped, which I don't think it did great, but I don't think it sat, if it flew out of the stores, we might have got the Flint sooner. If it didn't, it might get pushed back. I really think that they do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't get the Cool Gray. I want to go back for it though, but I didn't get it. It wasn't like top on my list. Too much coming out this year, and I'm just like, I can't keep up at this point.
Yeah. So what are you for like the rest of the year? What is on your radar?
I told you about the threes. I can't even think of like the releases right now, but those threes and the one that I'm not for, I refuse to miss, kind of like how I felt when I got the freaking the Carmines when I got my double up. I'm like, it's two shoes this year where it's like, there's no way I'm gonna miss it, and those would be the Cool Gray 11s. It's no way. Like that's like number one for me for like the rest of the year. There's no way I can miss those. I refuse.
Okay.
I refuse. I still have my other pair, but I need a new pair. So
yeah, for me, it's a few. I mean, I really, for some reason, because the shoe, I know you said earlier, whenever the Space Jam comes out, you'll buy it. I'm like that with the Infrared 6. I regret not buying the UNC 6 because it was so much like the Infrared. It actually came out on my birthday, and I still didn't. I don't know what I was thinking, but I need those black and lime green 6s. Like I need those. I mean, that's a straight hood nigga colorway. I'm gonna just say it. But I need it just to say.
It's okay.
I really feel like companies do come out with specific colorways for specific target audiences.
Right.
Now, since I work for said company, I can't really get too much more into it. I can't say any names, but I do feel like that's happened, especially with some of the trainers and some of the basketball shoes from the 90s. But I need the Lightning 4s. I never had them back in 06. They were $250 when they came out in 06 with the they had a windbreaker. And in Cleveland, we wasn't getting nothing like that. So we were just getting the GRs. We get the lifestyle Jordans, but nothing on that level. I need the Midnight 6s again because my pair has disintegrated.
Oh, yeah. Those are coming back out. Yeah.
And you said, and Marcus, Polos and Jay said the Cool Gray 11. I need
You need
those.
them.
I have the pair from 2001. The
Ooh.
bottom is orange. They're pretty old. I mean, I'm afraid to go back into the because I can see you so well now. I don't know if it's
Oh,
I
if it
could
was,
there because they're in there. I can show them, but yeah, they're. I mean, they
I
look like.
want go grab them. I want to see them.
Gotta be
I
forceful. Oh, get them. Got
sorry,
me
I'm
nervous. Nah,
naturally aggressive.
that's cool. Let me go back in here. Closet of the days. Ugh. Okay. So, so yeah. So, I mean, look at that bottom. It's been a lot of wears. The suede is starting to peel a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a 20-year-old shoe. But
But
it's all
they don't look that crazy as like you just try to make them seem though. Like even well, nah, mine is not that yellow. Hold on, let me try to get these out. Hold on.
that.
Uh,
This is probably gonna be clear.
nah, mine is not that clear, but it's definitely they're definitely like yellowed over time.
All right. So here's
So
yours up, and I'm gonna hold mine up. Look at that. It's 6 shades. Oh, oh man. Look at that. The face box is barely intact. Like it's barely making.
yeah, yeah.
These have been through I don't know 5 or 6 moves. So, but yeah, ah, yeah. I'm really enjoying this. Um, so what actually influences your purchasing habits? Like what for me it's nostalgia. It's I had these or I wanted these back in the day. I need to get them. Like what influences your purchasing habits?
So like I said, I always well, like when I was young, I always like I said, blazers, dunks, and stuff like that. Um, my first Jordan was, and I know you remember these, the 9.5s.
Wow,
Yeah, the 9.5s. I had the black, the all black with a little bit of red. That was my first Jordan.
yeah.
And I kind of like, I don't know, like after that, like as far as Jordans went, like I would just like study like original colorways and stuff. And that's like that always like kind of influenced me to like get OG colorways. So most of my Jordans I have are OG colorways. Like I never, not that I don't like the other colorways they do, but I always liked OG colorways more. So as far as Jordans, that's how that went. But anything else, it was kind of just like whatever. Like as long as it's cute. Oh, you trying to show? Hold on, hold on,
Got,
because you trying to show off.
It's no design.
Let's do it for the culture.
All right. Yeah, these old things,
Something light, something light.
eh, you know.
But yeah. So yeah, it was always like original like colorways for me as far as Jordans went. But anything else, it was kind of just like whatever. Air Maxes too. I like OG Air Maxes as well. But yeah. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, nostalgia and sports. My love of sports influences my my purchasing habits. I was telling my wife that it would be a lot easier to be into this if I just like Jordans.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, all right, the eights or whatever is gonna come out. Either I'll get them or I won't. Or I'm gonna try. But
Right.
being into, sports, especially basketball, I've got Curry's, I've got Iversons, I've got Donovan Mitchell. He's a younger player. I've got 2 of his shoes because I found them at Burlington. You know what I mean? Just my love of sports has me with pairs that I might not have if I didn't mess with those players. You know what I mean? So
That's fair.
that and just pure nostalgia because I really wish it was the 80s and 90s again. If I could have it now, but the simplicity and the good of the world from back then, it would be perfect for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you, where I'll always prefer an OG colorway. The Retro Plus thing really was big in the early and mid 2000s, and then it went from that to them coming out with the lifestyle releases.
Hmm.
You know, to them stopping retros for a little while after the countdown packs to this current era that we're in now. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's certain non-OG colorways that I really mess with. Like, another one of my favorites here are these.
Mm,
You know, I have the other pair because these both came
fire.
very beginning of '05. I want to say January 25th was the release date. I have those and the white and gray. The white and gray is up way high. I had to get on the ladder. Can't really. But you know, it's certain OG colorways and non-OG colorways I mess with. Um,
Yeah.
I will say, living in North Carolina now for the past 8-9 months, I don't really have a lot of Carolina Jordans. And there have been several that have come out this year that I don't know, I'm kind of going through this thing now where I want the shoe, and the closer it gets to the release, the less I want it.
Do you think that's because of like how the culture is now? Like you possibly knowing like, all right, I might not even get these because of what's going on, or like how would you say like influences like that? Like what is it that's like, I don't think I really want these anymore. Because for me, I could tell you right now, like if I feel like I'm about to struggle so bad getting a shoe, it kind of just I just get so over it and I just eventually not even want the shoe anymore. Like I'll still try for it, but I know like mentally that if I don't get it, I'm not gonna be mad. And that's kind of how I felt with like the Hyper Royals. I'm like, yo, those are fire and I would love them, but the way how everyone's going crazy, like I don't even want them anymore. I just tried to get them for my sister, and that was a dub. But you know,
I don't really know. It's weird because, all right, I'll say it. I'm older. Like I said at the beginning when we were doing the original before, the technical difficulties, I'm from a time
hmm
when Jordan 1 was like how people treat the Jordan 2 now. So it was weird for me people to be geeking out over the University Blues and the Hyper Royals because they were nice, but I just didn't want them. I don't know. I just didn't see it.
right.
I have the Turbo Greens, because I love teal, but I think what you said is part of it. But I also think a part of it, and this is for anybody, all these people that are in the comments, everybody has a lot of sneakers these days. So
Right.
um, the more sneakers you have, the less value stuff has coming in. So I couldn't see paying 170 or 220 or whatever for a shoe that I'm probably only going to wear once a year anyway because I have so many other shoes that
Okay.
better that I don't wear. So
Right.
it's made it a little easier for me to kind of emotionally detach myself from the shoes. The only shoe this year that I really wanted that I didn't get at first, but I had help getting was the Air Structure OG
Yeah.
and
hmm
red because my pair from 2008 has started to crumble. If they weren't crumbling, I wouldn't have cared about them. I probably would have still bought another pair. But
Yeah. Right.
but even with that, I did a YouTube video on them where I was comparing the two, and there are even differences in them where I like my pair from '08, how it looks better than the new pair. They made
hmm
the gray light and the swoosh is a different shape. I'm into it like that, so I look at like every little thing, and if something's too drastic of a change, sometimes it won't be worth it for me.
That's fair.
You
That's
know,
fair. I can understand that. I can understand that.
the other thing is I really consider myself. I'll always love Jordans. I'll always love Michael Jordan and Magic and Bird were my introduction to basketball when I was young in the '80s. But Michael Jordan took it to another level for me in the early '90s, where I really got into basketball and knew what was going on. But I consider myself more of just a regular Nike person. I'm checking more for um, other retro Nikes that aren't Jordans or foam posits to come back. Like right
hmm
now, I'm waiting on I'm waiting on them to let us get our discount on the Air Max 96 because I I know I want it. I had it back in the day when I was in high school. It crumbled. I just don't want to pay 160 for it because I know I'm only going to wear it once a year.
Right.
So that's
Right.
part. But it's really just the more sneakers you have, the less value they mean to you coming in. At least for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. I guess like for me, like it really just like depends on the shoe. But yeah, I can see what you mean. And going back to the whole one thing, like I'm over this one craze because y'all didn't even like ones.
Ah, like,
Like y'all did not like ones, bro. Like I promise you they didn't.
nah, it's easy to predict because it's kind of like, okay, around Christmas, I was talking to one of my friends about, I was like, well, this one and dunk thing, it's only going to last for so long. So I'm wondering what the next thing is going to be. And then I said, they're going to try to bring foams back again. Now, they haven't really gone anywhere. They still come out with foams, but I'm like,
Hmm.
they're going to, all they're going to do is start coming out with them a little less. They'll have a random collab, and they'll put them on the right people. LeBron will have them. KD will have them when they're walking through the tunnel to the game. You know,
Hmm.
on Travis or whoever. And that recipe is kind of like what starts it up. Now, I don't think it'll be on the level of a Jordan 1 or a Dunk because foams are already so expensive for the resellers anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can already see where they began to start with that. Now they're going to bring back the Air Carnivore with Como de Garçon as well as the Foamposite. Like, people weren't checking for those shoes. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Carnivore retroed in this OG colorway in 2010, the green and purple, and they got down to like $30-$40. Nobody wanted that shoe. Um,
Yeah.
90s, but you bring it back now, it might be a whole nother thing. So I'm with you. I'm like, if Jordan 1s, foams could come back. What I was saying to the dude was, foams could come back because if Jordan 1s were as popular as they were, unpopular as they were before 2011, anything is possible.
Yeah. I mean, they could hype foams up all they want. I only own one pair just because I'm not really too much of a fan as far as like on little feet. But I have one pair, and I always say like if they bring like the pearl pair back, I would definitely get a pair because like that pair is just so fire. But other than that, y'all can hype foams up. Do that because leave the blazers alone and leave everything else alone that y'all did not like before. Period. Like
Yeah, no,
so.
the only foams I care about are the blue ones, and I have two pairs. I have my original pair from high school from 97, and I have the 2011 retro. But yeah, I'm with you, but they're going to try it. They're going to try it with a couple things. I mean, I look at how they're doing Griffey's and Barclays now. It's,
Not
it's
the Griffies. See, one thing about me, if I wasn't like, I get that, time change and people they get into stuff as they get older or whatever. But one thing about it, those Griffies were sitting, bro. I remember in high school, they were sitting. People did not go crazy over nobody's Griffies. Like,
yeah,
and now I'm just like, what is the world coming to right now? Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. I just rather not. I just.
I'll say the Griffey's had a resurgence. They were hot from like 2009 to like 2011. The red Griffey one was kind of like the end before they started coming out with the Max Juniors with the 360 bottom
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all of
yeah.
them.
I remember those.
But all of these colorways that people are clamoring over now came out in 2016 because I had them in my store and they were all just sitting and I couldn't get rid of them until I made them $79.99. Then I sold out of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get it, and then that's where it's like you've been in this since 2009. I've been in this for a long time. It'll be certain shoes where you'll be like, well, if you've been in this, how you don't have them? How you don't have them?
How? How?
How don't you
But
have the Griffies? Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
yeah, it's yeah, the sneaker can yeah, man, listen. This whole thing is just crazy now. I just I'm just over it. I'm just over it. Like
Yeah.
seriously.
Now, do you have a holy grail?
Yes. So my holy grail would be the DB4. I'm like in love with that shoe. And like I said earlier, my brother, he had basically all the DBs. And I asked him recently, I'm like, before, he's like, nah, I sold it. I'm like, if you could have kept any of them, you could have at least kept the four. Like, come on. Like, but he's just over the whole culture as a whole. But that shoe and Ginger 16. Those are like the two where I'm just like, need, need.
Okay. I
So
never had four. I just I have the 6 and I have the 10, but I have the Ginger 16. However, now this is another thing. It may upset you. Jordan 16s look like Team Jordans if they don't have the shroud. To me. So
no, they need it. They need that though. I could understand why you say that. I can understand it. I'm not mad at that at all, actually.
especially the ginger and the cherry wood, like they even changed and made the upper even worse on those. Like it looks even more cheap. So I don't know. I don't really wear any of my 16s because all of the shrouds are broken because of age. And I, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I need to do something. I may have to just break them out. So, but they're all of my older Jordans like that don't have boxes. They're just in a bin in my garage.
Like to give it that look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Let me look at some of these comments because my comments were stuck way
yeah,
up.
because I don't even
Favorite all-time Air Max from
Air Max. Ooh. Um, to be honest, I don't know if I have a I guess I would go with the infrareds.
Infrared 90.
Infrared just hit, yeah, infrared 90s. They just hit different. I doubled up on the 2020 pair. Um, yeah, those just hit different. Like, I feel like you think of infrared, like that's the first thing that like come in my head. Besides like the infrareds, I would say like the sixes, but like Air Max pop up in my head like as soon as I think of infrared.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I have two pairs as well. I have my pair from 2005 from the History of Air Pack. They're still wearable. They're still going strong. So
Nice.
that I wear. I have a pair from 2012. Had an OG pack where they made them look old on purpose. Like
Mm-hmm.
so some outfits my History of Air pair looks better. Certain outfits the OG pack with the yellow sole looks better. So I love them both ways, but I ended up getting like other colors when they came out with them last year. I got like the teal ones, the pink ones, uh,
Yeah.
some just a little different since I already had two infrareds. But that's a shoe like you gotta have it, like you have to have that shoe.
Yeah,
Really
exactly. That was in my top 10. And I was like, if this is not in anyone's top 10 of 2020, like I'm kind of giving you a side eye because it's like, how?
yeah, yeah,
Like how? So, I get it. I get it. I have a question for you.
okay.
What is your oldest shoe?
My oldest shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go grab it right quick. I'll be right back.
As you should. Why he gonna do that? Hey y'all. How y'all doing? I'm not nervous anymore. Trying to go through some of these comments.
All right, this is my oldest shoe. I can show you my oldest Nike too. We just have to go in the actual room. But these are my oldest pair. They're a pair of Adidas Viennas. They're from
Wow.
1976. Um, they they are you see by the bottom. I don't think anybody's ever worn these. So yeah, they're probably my
Wow.
oldest. I haven't worn these before. I've had these probably for about, I don't know, 12 years or so. I think I got them in 2000 and hmm, I actually don't remember when I got these, but yeah, these are probably my shoes.
Wow.
I can show you my oldest Nike too, if you'd like.
Sure, I'll show you mine. You show me yours.
Absolutely. Well, all right, I'm going here. Oh, tripping over boxes. Yeah. Okay, so
Good
these
morning.
are my oldest Nikes. These are a pair of all courts. They're from, if you look here,
Yeah.
they're from
Nope.
1981. So these are pretty old, but they're still wearable. Like I still wear these. And even though I'm 11 through 12, this is a size 10 and I can still fit it, which is
Yeah, that's
proof
how
to
you
me
know. Yep.
that they cut the shoes different now, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your
So
oldest pair?
mine is these Air Flight Turbulence.
Ooh, the Damon Stoudemire's. Okay, let's see. Oh, you got the black ones. Nice.
Yeah. I
Nice.
think these are so fire. Like, this is a great silhouette.
Yeah, that's I
So,
I have the white, black, and red one with the patent leather. They're in the garage, but I'm impressed. I haven't seen those black ones in years.
yeah,
You got
something light.
oh yeah, you coming out with a random shoe from 1996. I see you.
No, the Nike card or whatever.
Yeah, this is one from that era that was actually right here. It's the
Mm,
white 96. So they've retroed this shoe, but they've never retroed it with the correct blue bottom. It's always just been ice bottom. I've had these since high school. They've even, I don't know if you can see, they've even got a JCPenney tag right
yeah,
there. So
yeah,
they're old, but I don't
that's
know.
dope.
I appreciate you having those. How long have you had those?
I had these since like, I want to say 2013, 14, around there. I don't know if you know him, but well, you probably should. His name is Skate the Great.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember him from high
I
school.
bought a lot of things from him like over the years. Cause like I said, like since I'm young, I had to like go back and get shit. So he used to just sell stuff, and I'll be like copping them, copping them. I got my forest green 14s from him. I
Mm.
got two pair of 20s from him. I got my 19s from him. Like I got a couple stuff from him. He's dope. So
You you have 19s?
yeah, I have
Okay.
the red and white ones. Oh
Ooh, the
wait, hold on.
Midwests.
You know,
Ooh, wait. Here, let me go back in here. You know what I'm saying? Ooh,
chill.
ooh. Go back into the closet and attack right quick. Oh man, where am I at here? This is fun. So made me pull out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something light.
Something, something like the
Ooh.
what's the you know. I'm not. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up.
Now I'm trying to keep up with you because I don't want to show everything because I don't want you to kill me on this live right now. So
Nah, it ain't no competition. It's all good. I appreciate you because see, I'm gonna just say this, and it's something that Marcus just said. Polo,
new
okay,
booties.
the new booties don't know. They don't know. Because all right, when I've been fortunate to interview a lot of ladies on here, and everybody has versatility. But when you look at like a run of the mill chick, you know what I'm saying, like just hype beasting it, faking it. It's just off white fours. It's just, you know what I mean? It's the same shit. It's like,
Right,
shit.
right.
Go to sneaker con, it's like it's $30 just to see a bunch of Yeezys and a bunch of Jordans that I've already got or didn't want. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you showing me the turbulences, the fact that you got 19s and 20s, that you passed 13, because a lot of people don't even fuck with the 14. The fact that you have,
Right.
you probably got some 15, don't you?
I don't have 15s. I don't. I'm planning on copping the DB 15s though because they're going for the low right now.
Oh, the
So
black,
I want them just to have them.
yeah.
But yeah.
Like I'll tell you, my favorite Jordan past 14 is the 18. Like I bought every 18 when it came out.
18's a
18,
fire.
you know. So those are my favorite. I mean, it's not a lot to it, and it sucks because they retroed them, but in a bunch of stupid colorways to the point where it's like you only come out with the two OGs and you leave everything else back there. I can't
Yeah.
really expect it. But
I remember even like when the 18.5s came out.
yeah,
My
Mellow.
sister had a pair. Yep.
Speaking of which, oh,
You just showing off today. Go ahead.
little
Yes.
5 action, a little
Yep.
something. I'm
Yep.
gonna wear these. But see, since I work for Converse when I'm on the clock,
Mhm.
Converse. So
Right.
like I used to wear when I was with Foot Locker or Hibbett or these other companies. But
Yep.
it's all good. It's Nike at the end of the day. But
Someone said, "Show me the 17s with the briefcase." I love it. I don't got the briefcase, but I got the countdown pack.
yeah, I got a shit. I still got the CD-ROM.
Ooh.
So a little something. This is one.
Stop playing with him.
Nah,
That's dope.
but all right. I do have to ask you: do you have a tragic sneaker story, or kind of like an L that was get over, or just something happened to one of your really favorite pairs that fucked up night out, or anything
Oh
like
my
that?
God. Something happened to my Cherry 12s, and I
Uh-oh.
still don't even know what happened to this day. But I came home and like the whole sole was like off. And I just didn't like, I don't know if it was because it was probably about a heater. I don't know what it was, but I came home and I'm like, what happened to my sneakers? I was like so sad about that. That's like one of my favorite 12s. And like, they need to bring those back ASAP. Like, ASAP.
Like it's just with certain models like that. Like one of my friends and I talk all the time about the concept of what if certain Jordans were just around all the time. Like how you can always get a pair of black and white Chucks or a pair of white Forces depending on what area
Right.
you're like just around all the time. You know what I mean? Like what if the
Right.
white and red 12s were just around all the time? Now, getting to that shoe specifically, it doesn't make much sense to me why we've only seen one retro. And even that retro wasn't, it was cool, but having both of them, the red, they always fuck up the red whenever they bring back a white and red Jordan. Like,
Hmm.
never properly retroed a lot of the white and reds. The 12, the 14. Um, I don't get it. Like, people would buy that sneaker. Like, you come out with the French Blues, you come out with all these other 12s.
Yep.
Where are the white and reds? Where are the taxis?
Right.
You know?
Right. First of all, they that stupid taxi that's coming out this year with the suede, they could keep those because why would you just not bring out the regular taxi? Like they just be doing anything, I swear. Like we don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, I really with any company, I really wish I knew what was factored why we're bringing this shoe back because it used to be about storytelling. It's the 30th anniversary. If they still do that, like
Right.
they came out with the Carmines this year because it's the 30th anniversary, and
And then the 11 or whatever, they did that Jubilee or whatever.
yeah. But other than that, I just wish I knew. It's like, all right, we're gonna come out with this shoe at this time. Like, I just wish I knew what went into it or why certain things get changed. I wonder why certain things are the way they are, and I really wish that Nike. I said Nike. I try not to say it, but
Yeah.
I wish that they did a little more with Nike by You. For a while there, you could ID some of the Team Jordans, the Spizikes, the Jordan 1 Alphas. Like, everybody hates on the mids, even though I feel like they're doing a lot better job than they used to with some of the. But make the mid an ID. If you're not gonna bring the stuff back the way it should, give people different options.
The options, yeah. Yep.
Things. Because like what you did with your Vans Skate High, you know, you should be able to do that on a pair of Chucks, a pair of whatever, you know. Vans is the only I can think of where you could take an image as long as it's not copyrighted and put it on a shoe.
Exactly. And that's like one thing I totally love about Vans. And it's crazy because when I was doing my mental health shoe, I went to Nike first. Like, I'm trying to find like the colors and stuff. It was nothing that I needed this shoe to be perfect. And then I went on Vans and I saw so much that I could do. I was like, nah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, because I've made a couple of pairs of Vans. I just have to actually, you know, go ahead and pull the trigger on them. They're hard. But compared to some of the Converse that I've made and that I'm making, I just wish that Nike offered more. Like, I used to make a dunk in any color. I have a few dunk IDs that I made like in 07, 08. You know, now it's just 1, 2, 3, and it's just not the same. It's like, why even do it?
Right. Right.
But I don't know. I keep getting off of track here.
No, it's okay.
What do you have that's DS, and is there anything you want on DS?
What do I have that's DS here? I have a couple things that's DS here, but I told myself that I gotta stop playing and I gotta like wear my shoes. So the two of that I know for a fact I'm gonna unds are the Cherry 13s. I still haven't worn these. Still haven't worn them. And the top 3 ones, which that was the last pair of ones I could actually walk into a store and get.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was November of 16.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost 5 years ago.
I know I play too much. Like, I gotta wear my shoes, man.
I bought those with the intention of wearing them a lot, and I've only worn my pair maybe once or twice. Because it's kind of like, all right, I told you I'm into sports, I'm really into basketball. When something is hot, it makes me want to wear it less. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yep.
I love Kobe. I'm a Lakers fan. I even have a Lakers tattoo. You know what I mean? Like, me and my dad have been following the Lakers since Magic Johnson and James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the 80s. So they're my team, and, you know, he played for them for 20 years. I loved him. But the fact that everybody goes crazy over his shit now makes me not even want to wear it. Not that somebody's going to do something because it's like the thing to do. And then as a whole, it's like people used to look at me crazy because I had, you know, hundreds of sneakers. Now it's cool. I don't want it to be cool. I want it to go back to being a weirdo because I got all these shoes, but I got all these shoes. Like, that's what I want. I don't want it to be mainstream, except for, I'm going to say this, except for you ladies.
That's fair.
Y'all do this in a more genuine way than a lot of these. You know, everybody's, well, I got this and I got that. You know, I was showing my stuff for fun, but dudes really be like that. And they have animosity if they feel like you got more than them. Y'all just aren't like that. You know?
Yep. Nah, it's a fact though. I do feel like women are definitely way more supportive. Like, the women that I've met in this community, they are just amazing. Like, and most of them are on here now. So yeah, we definitely support each other way more. And I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like women, we have definitely more diverse collections than men, which kind of, I'm not gonna say makes our collections better, but it kind of makes our collections better. So.
It does. Like, I've had people say, "Oh, well, you got this," and I know I have a lot. I know you have a lot. All these people in the comments have a lot, but you know, it's supposed to be fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's not how it was. That's why, again, I enjoy, you know, Marcus called them the new booties because it's a lot of them. Some of them will let you, a lot of them won't. And I'm like, look, man, you ain't gonna tell me about no sneakers. I mean, I know a lot about a lot of things, but I know about some sneakers.
Right. 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 No, I totally agree. He be getting in trouble for that word. People don't like that word, but it is what it is.
I feel the same way. You know what I mean? I just don't say it because that's his thing. I don't want to steal it from him, but
Yeah.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
Even with the companies, like I was saying earlier, they come out with a lot of these. Like I'll just say, oh well, that colorway. That's for them young niggas. You know what I'm saying? That ain't for me. You know what I mean? That's for the 18 to 21 crowd. And it's cool. You know, they'll buy it.
Hmm.
All grade 5. That's all red. They'll buy it. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
how do your family and friends feel about you? You know, being in the game.
They support it. They support it. Like I said, my siblings, we all grew up in sneakers. Um, my friends, they already know the vibes. Like, so, I'm very fortunate to have that support system. Like when I wanted to start my YouTube, like everyone was like very supportive of me and stuff like that. I mean, in a sense, it is, I guess, an addiction, right? But we all have things that we probably have a little bit too much of and things that we do that we probably shouldn't do. But sneakers make me happy and I'm going to do what I want regardless. I'm just happy to have that support because I will be annoyed if I had like my mom and all that. I'm like, you have too many sneakers and blah, 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 like really being down my back about it. Like, if anything, they're harder on me than I am with myself. They're like, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to start making merch and doing all like they really want me out here. Like, so I'm very grateful for that.
You should be making merch. I do agree. You have quite a fun, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't say sneakers aren't like the dope game, but they are. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle
It
that
is.
choose. It's a mindset, and everybody doesn't get it. Like it took my wife a long time to really understand, you know, why and how I was this way. And I'm like, listen, when I was in third grade, I was drawing sneakers on my folders. Like I just like shoes. You know,
Yeah.
I like shoes. I always have. I always will. Um, it's not as fun as it was. It's fine, you know. But if I got to flip it different and start wearing British Knights or wearing some other shit, I'll do it. Just as long as I'm different. So it's like I'll have everybody else has, but I still got this random weird shit over here. And Converse lets me do that because
Hmm.
I know that if I post a Converse shoe, I know it's not gonna be like if I post a Jordan or an Air Max or some hype. But
Right.
I like them. I mean, I have to wear them, but I like them, and that's what it should be about.
Exactly. I totally agree.
I appreciate you listening. I'm a little long-winded, so
It's okay. Listen. I didn't even the time. I'm like, dang, we've been for a minute, but it's all good because I'm pretty sure the people appreciate what we're talking about, and I'm glad we're talking. This is really dope. This is really fun. This is
I know
really fun.
you got a couple of. I know you already had a live. You're doing this one, and then you got another one.
I got another one on Friday, y'all. Huh. Everyone hit me up around the same time. I was just like, damn, like, okay, whatever.
Now I will say, I actually wanted to do this a little sooner. Obviously, all the stuff happened. You know, what I'm saying that about
Right.
bosses and everything, and in between all that, we had just took a trip. So if all of that wouldn't have happened, it probably would have been sooner. But
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time out to do this.
Thank you. I appreciate you asking me. So,
Oh, no problem. No problem. Do you have a question for me?
trying to think. I feel like I had some, but like my mind is like blank right now. Mm, not really. Not really.
All right. Let me ask you this before we go. I have just a few more questions.
Okay.
Now, with you being so you're a women's 6.5, which is like a grade school, right?
Yeah. So I can do like 4.5, 5. So I say like 4.5, 5 grade school, 6, 6.5, women.
Before Corona, because there were resellers before Corona.
Right.
Before Corona, it wasn't for you to get shoes. Like, not necessarily high.
I can't, hold on, because my AirPod just like.
You frozen.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. So you would ask the question again?
You said before Corona, how
easy was it for you to get not necessarily hype shoes, but desired shoes?
it was still pretty hard for the most part. Like, nah, it was still pretty hard because like just in general, I feel like over the years, like I wasn't really going into stores. It was definitely just mostly online because I never win raffles. I never, do any of that extra stuff anymore. Like I camped out like years ago. I used to work at Jimmy Jazz, so that was a time where I was, people could talk all they want about people that backdooring, but when you work in the sneaker store, you're backdooring your pair, period. Like, and that's just real. Like, so, when I was working at Jimmy Jazz, like I had pairs that, I could hold for myself. But after that, I feel like it was still much. Yeah, I feel like it was still like a struggle for the most part. Like if I really wanted something, it was pretty like hard. Like one release I could say, I think that was pre-pandemic was the Pine Green 2.0s. I got those pretty easily on East Bay. That was 2020, right? Or 2019,
Was,
whatever year that was. But I think it was pre-COVID. But
it was 20.
those were like pretty easy. But other than that, I feel like I've been struggling for years now. So
You feel like that's a geographical thing because of where you are?
I mean, I lived in New York my whole life. You know what I mean? So I was getting sneakers, easy back then. Now I think it's just where the culture has headed. And, to be honest, like, the whole pandemic thing definitely put more people in the spotlight of sneakers, and it just made it 10 times harder than it already was.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, what was weird about the pandemic was sneakers were easy to get. Like, all right, the Pine Green 2.0, it came out on leap year day. It came out on February 29th. Everything shut down like March 16th, March 15th,
Yeah.
17th. But you had the Court Purple, the Purple Chicago's, I call it Court Purple 2.0. You had the BMP6, and you had the Fire Red 5. Those were all like easy to get. There were like pairs on pairs of them online. You had stores
Yeah.
curbside. Everything changed when the Flints came out. The Flints let me know shit was real. I've said that on this show before because it's kind of like I'm thinking because I was still with Foot Locker last year. Our store wasn't open longer than the quarantine because the mall we were in, it was literally caving in and it was just fucked up. So we didn't open up until like July. So I missed it in store, but I'm like, it's a full family release. There's going to be pairs everywhere. It hasn't come out in 10 years. Still should be able to get it. I couldn't get through on sneakers. I couldn't get through on any of the online raffles. Nobody had them in store. It was just crazy. And I'm like, I've got every other Flint release. I got my Flints from high school. That's the 2005 and the 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that I couldn't get it. I just couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. Like,
Nah, that release was crazy. Now that I'm thinking back, that release was crazy. I paid resale for my pair. That's like, so yeah, it was crazy. And I felt like I shouldn't have to had paid resale for it, but I did. So I get it.
Yeah, like that is a GR. You know what I mean? Like it's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get a shoe like that, But
Right.
I just asked you how easy it was because I just, in my personal experience managing things like eons of different shoe stores for different companies, I would always have your size left over. Usually, some shoes it would always be some, like if it was an 11, all right, they're all gonna be on that day. But even with the Concords in 2018, I had 2 4s and a 4.5 that it took me probably 2 months to sell. So I sold everything else on release day except for those pairs. So that's why I asked.
Mm,
For me, grade school, my bread and butter is 5.5 and up.
got it.
But 3.5, 4, 4.5, and 5, I usually would have a harder time selling them. That's why.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's just, again, I'm from Cleveland. I've only been living in North Carolina since August. But yeah, I mean, it's like I always would have your size. I wish I would have knew you then, because I'd have just, we'd have just did that. But um, I had to ask you that because,
Yeah.
people now, because I've talked to, a couple of other ladies about this, y'all sizes a lot of times be more valuable than our sizes.
Yep. Yep. And it's crazy. Like even like, yeah, nah, they be ODing. Every release, they be ODing when it comes to my size. And I just be like, what? Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I have a question before we close out. What did you wear today?
Oh, well, since it's my father's birthday, I wore his favorite Jordan, which, and I forgot to ask you that. I usually ask that at the top of the show, so I apologize. But
It's
I
all right.
just wore my kind of beater pair of 2014 infrared sixes.
Oh, yeah, that's the pair I have,
Yeah, because
the 2014.
I haven't brought myself to undead stock the newer pair. They just so pretty. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna ever wear these bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have another pair from 2014 that's like a half size bigger. That's in a little bit better shape. This is, but this is just kind of kicking around. It was raining here today, so I just threw these
Yeah.
on.
They still look good though.
Appreciate it. What did you? I'm
Um,
afraid to even ask.
you stupid. Nah, something light, just the Yin Yang Jordan ones.
That's a
And
that is a
and these actually went to outlets and now they want 500 plus on for my size on StockX and Gold. Like, yeah, it's a special place in hell for all of you. Because what?
yeah. Those are a regret. At the time, I was running this boutique in Cleveland. It's called Exhibition. It was the only Tier Zero Nike account that was in Cleveland, and I
Mm-hmm.
ran one of their stores for almost 5 years. And I mean, we had those for like $80 because we don't really have an outlet in Cleveland. We have one, but it's like 50 miles away, so it's not really in Cleveland. But uh,
Okay.
yeah, I really regret not buying both of them because I basically could have got them 2 for 1. You know what I mean?
Mm,
One of the resellers came through and just bought them all, so I couldn't get them. One day I wasn't there. He came and he just bought every single one. So I definitely
wow.
buying them when I had the chance because I really wish I had both of them now. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because it's a Jordan 1, that shit is ridiculous. Like Jordan 1's the $80 shoe to me. You know what I'm saying? It always will be. It's an $80 shoe. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that 170 for men and what are they like 150 or 140 for y'all?
One thing. What's retail now? See, I be forgetting. I think it's 130, 130, 140 around there.
That's a highway robbery. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but I don't get it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, but yeah. What inspired your wearing that today?
I just needed something to wear today, and I was like, dang, because I usually like do a rotation, and I didn't get to bring any sneakers with me last time I was here, so I only like had like my ones and like other stuff in my house that I didn't want to wear, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? I didn't wear these in a while, so let me just throw them on. So, kind of just came about like that.
Gotcha. Well, as much as I'm enjoying this, I don't want to prematurely cut it short, but I know, probably got stuff to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for part of a part of this, and I definitely look forward to having you back on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks to everyone in the chat for coming through. If you don't follow me, Key to Your Soul, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And I have something coming up that I want to do within the sneaker community. I'm not gonna say what it is as of yet, but me and Janine, aka Sneaker Vibes, we have like this thing that we want to do for this month, and we should be getting back to you guys soon. And I'm really, really excited about it. But thank you so much. I had so much fun. This is dope. This is really dope.
No, I appreciate it. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm not sure what happened there, but you know, internet be weird. So, but thank you again, and I'll be in touch. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Peace.
Bye.